Guys, we're getting some classic American evangelical conservatism, but in the UK this time.
As a mother of a child of primary school age myself, I do not want him or other children to learn about sex full stop, whether that's straight or gay. I also do not want...
Okay, just to be clear, just trying to parse her accent here, okay? She didn't say sex full stop. Sex, comma, full stop. She doesn't want sex education in schools.
Sex full stop, whether that's straight or gay. I also do not want to see young children at primary school to be taught about changing gender. Whatever people want to do when they're older, no problem. You know, life's short, be happy. But does my honourable friend agree that we need to be protecting the innocence of children and their childhood, especially at primary school age?
Yeah, this has been met with a lot of rousing negativity. This particular kind of social conservatism is almost entirely a product of religion, but America is significantly more religious than the UK is. So this doesn't sell quite as well over here. I think I actually prefer the honesty with her, like, because normally with conservatives you get the whole, like, I don't think that young people should be taught about genders bullshit. But in this case, she's being straightforward and saying, no, like, functionally my logic means the banning of all sex ed, which is obviously bad, but at least it's more straightforwardly awful than the whole, like, actually it's just about gender or whatever. It's such a predatory take. Oh, I was going to show a HuffPost UK article on the subject, but I also saw from her account her complaining about that same one. So the HuffPost thinks that primary school children should learn about sex. Yeah, sex ed reduces the likelihood of young people being preyed upon by predators. Very biased article, which doesn't actually mention the positive response from the majority of people who want to ban sex education in primary schools too. You know, all of these, all of the people, the majority of people with positive responses who are present right behind me, just out of camera. You know, I haven't seen anybody like getting that positive about this. Really, this happened a day ago. You know, it's just been negativity. Obviously, see her Wikipedia. Is she like a UK evangelical? What's the deal here? British politician serving as deputy chairwoman of the ERG, Conservative member of Parliament in West Yorkshire, the 2015 general election. Euroscepticism. She was a strong critic of Theresa May during her leadership of the Conservative Party due to her handling of Brexit. When she was 18, Jenkins' father sent her photo off to a beauty pageant. That's very weird phrasing. Not when she was 18, she applied for a beauty pageant, but when she was 18, her father was like, damn, I've got a hot daughter, and sent a photo off. That's very interesting. And very, I feel, relevant spiritually to the subject of this conversation. Very, very interesting. Average conservative, yeah. Let's see, boring electoral shit. In May 2019, Jenkins received media attention for her appearance on the BBC's Politics Live show, as she was unable to name any countries that trade solely with the EU using WTO terms. I don't know what WTO terms refers to, so I don't know if I would necessarily do any better than her, but I'm also not a British politician, so... Yeah, guys, don't worry. We're not British politicians. Nah, you'd do better. I don't know what they mean by WTO terms. World Trade Organization, it says... Wait, what? I know it says World Trade Organization. I'm shortening it by saying WTO. What do you mean? The terms. What do you mean? What? I said WTO. WTO means World Trade Organization. Okay. I don't understand you people. Jenkins has received a number of death threats, largely as a result of her stance on Brexit. In October 2019, she discovered graffiti on the wall of her office calling for her to kill herself. In the summer of 2019, a person was taken to court for threatening to rip her face off. Wow, she attracts a lot of negativity, it seems. In 2018, she received a threatening and sexually explicit email calling for her to be cut with barbed wire and die. I have to ask, why is this being listed? I've received hundreds, possibly thousands of death threats in my career. I understand the graffiti and the court case. An email, though? I don't know. Put them on your Wikipedia. Yeah, I gotta list them all. Jenkins opposed a Britain's sugary drink tax, arguing instead for a better education, better labeling, and parental responsibility. Defended her decision to provide a character reference for the court case of a Conservative Party activist who made violent threats to Labour MP Yvette Cooper and was subsequently jailed for 9 weeks. The statement described the activist as a decent and honest person whose heart is fundamentally in the right place. Interesting. Jenkins made the middle finger at a bunch of people, a bunch of protesters outside of Boris Johnson's resignation speech on Downing Street. Reappointed by Liz Truss, left her own Rishi Sunak. Huh. Well, she certainly seems to have led a storied life. She suffers from fibromyalgia and glossopharyngeal neuralgia, which causes bouts of debilitating pain. Supports improvement of animal rights. Well, all right. We've gotten the whole rundown. I guess I was just looking for, like, anything related to religion, but link to pick. This is a very Kirsten Sinema vibe, I feel. Though this is better clothing than Kirsten Sinema typically wears. She's a soprano singer. This is important. Is she just a middle-aged British mom? I'm just trying to understand where this anti-all sex ed take is coming from, because that's not a popular position in the United States either. You know, that's pretty out there. That's pretty wacky, I gotta say. She's a fascist? Yeah, but most fascists don't say that explicitly. She's quirky? Ah, that could be it, yeah. It's worth noting other MPs in Westminster Hall with her were not talking about sex education in general. And as fellow Conservative MP Elliot Colburn stated, primary schools are not required to teach sex education or explicitly about LGBTQ topics. It's more about families and relationships. Parents also have the right to withdraw their child from sex education up to the age of 16. The fact that that can happen is so fucked up, by the way. Like, what exactly does it say about parents if they're like, no, I don't want my child knowing what sex is? Like, you know, it's just incredible groomer vibes from that. Remarkable groomer vibes. I feel like this usually comes from politicians who are ashamed of their own sex lives. To an extent, maybe. It's, you know, it is often a religious thing. It's time we stop funding the French to sit around and do nothing. I'm okay with that. I also think we should stop funding the French, sitting around and doing nothing. Man, thank God I'm not British. Look at this little guy. He's so wiggly. There we go. Woo! I started early so we could have cat time. Ruben, you're so immodest. Mm-hmm. Wah.